people have asked me, they're like, well, how did you get into it? You know, what made you want to be a pastor? Because growing up, it was always, I'm going to be a veterinarian. And I do work in veterinary medicine, and there's a lot of skills that I'm able to use. But there was also a lot of skills and talents that I had that, okay, you know, they're great as hobbies, but I would really like to utilize all of those things that I was given. And when I started doing the pastoring, it became, hey, I get to use the writing. I get to use the, you know, the artwork, the being creative. I get to use the design skills. I get to use the organization skills. All these various skills that I was only using just such a small part of. And it's like, okay, I wouldn't have been given all these various talents if God didn't intend for me to use all of them somehow. And this was the position that allows me to use all of them. Or the short story is that I was attending at Asbury, working as a lay servant, enjoyed that, felt like there was just more for me to do. During that time process, met my husband, we got married. He was also a lay servant, and we both just started taking on more and more. And eventually, Eric looked at me and said, I think I would like to go into the licensed local pastor program. I was like, yeah, I'd really like to do that too. But I was also about 6 months pregnant, and said, I can't do it right now. And he said, well, you know, I'm going to go ahead and start the process. And I said, okay, that's great. And he got about 3 or 4 months into it, and he said, I really wish I knew that this was right, you know, with this discernment process. And Linda Kelly called, and she said, hey, Mulberry, their pastor, is retiring, and really needs somebody to step in as a lay supply. Would the two of you be willing to do that? And we said, sure, that'd be great. And it just happened to be after Eric said, I wish we had some experience doing it. And that actually solidified it for me, actually getting some of that experience as lay supply, that yes, this is something that I really want to do. I really enjoy doing it. And so we were actually assigned here at Mulberry for the first year. And then this past year, in 2019, we were also given Asbury. But it's also, for me, it's almost like reuniting the churches that part of my family. It's kind of neat. Actually, both churches are probably more similar than they are different. Mulberry is one of those churches that if you've come in for a Sunday service, you know, 1 or 2 Sundays, they just go ahead and consider you part of the family. Asbury is one of those that anytime they see a new face, it can almost be intimidating because everybody wants to come and say hi. Well, I'm married to my wonderful husband, and we have 2 little girls who are ages 2 and 4. So our home life is constantly rowdy. We also have 4 cats, which really appreciate having toddlers in the house, I'm sure. We live on our family farm, my family's farm of cattle, and we have been married for 5 years, and it has just been a wonderful adventure. Well, those are all things that we are exploring. We want to continue to have that family feel, and I think that the connections that Asbury and Mulberry have are what a lot of people need. Is they need to feel like they've got a support system, and that's really what we've tried to do in a lot of our outreach with the community is offer support systems. We have a food pantry at Asbury, and here at Mulberry we have what we call our free little library. And so people can come to Mulberry and swap out books of all ages, all genres, and then at Asbury they can come and swap out or add to canned foods that people can come and get anonymously if they feel a need. So we're trying to extend that family care feel to our community. I love to write. Comes from a love of reading, so I think when you read a lot, you naturally want to make your own world on paper. And that happens a lot when I talk as well. But I've always been somebody who enjoyed talking. My father has always told me when I was little, even, you know, as a little child, he's like, you'd be a great lawyer because you talk a lot. but at the same time, I'm also very capable of those nice, still, quiet moments. Um, Cooking and reading, and so it kind of my thing is, okay, I'm going to try to feed your soul on Sunday, and I'll feed the rest of you on Tuesday. And it gives me an opportunity to have a lot of people to cook for, which is something I really enjoy.